Hello, I'm here with James White, the owner of Roark Gyms, to be opening soon. Go to roarkgyms.com for more information. And lately I've been looking at mixing up my workout routine a bit, and James is here to help me with something called mobility. Will you tell me a little bit about what that is?
Sure. Mobility is basically about getting the maximum out of your movement that you can, each movement. So it depends on kind of what exercise you focus on doing. If you're into Olympic lifting, obviously that's going to be pretty different from someone who just runs day to day. But
Me.
we'll get to that. But what it basically entails is getting the joints of your body and the muscles and the sliding surfaces, what they call basically your skin, in the optimum position to maximize each stride or each movement that you do, and then on top of that, just to prevent injury a lot of the time that people might not pick up on if they're just doing repetitive movements over and over again. In a bad position, it might look like nothing, but in 10 years' time, unfortunately, you hit.
As a runner, you do get warned that you will be injured if you run for years and years and years. And I would like to keep running. I don't ever want to have to stop.
I think it's important to point out that we've gone in absolutely cold with this. Alex doesn't know what
I have no idea what James is going to do.
What we're going to do. So first of all, what I'm going to ask her to do, or just explain something. I mean, obviously, I know that Alex is a runner, but it's important to at least assess what the person's goals might be, or in fact, what exercise they do. So I know Al runs about 10 k's a day.
Yeah, I'll do small runs, so between 5 and 7 k's,
Yes.
and then I'll try to do 2 10 k's a week.
Okay.
And then I'll supplement that with a little bit of a functional training.
If I ask Al at the end of her 10 k's to try and maintain perfect technique, she's probably only about 50% aware of what's going on in her body. And that's essentially where this targets. Anybody can do anything perfectly if it's very, very slowly or you're not fatigued at all. But if you're running, 50 k's a week, that fifth day of the 10 k's, you're not putting yourself in the right positions because your body's going to be fatigued. This thing doesn't weigh a single thing, basically. And I'm just going to ask you to grip it overhand, quite a wide grip on it. Put it over your head, like that. Yeah, and I'm just step forward a little bit. And I'm just going to ask you to squat down as low as you can, keeping your arms as straight as you can in the bar behind you. What we're squatting with is a piece of bamboo that I found in my garage. Usually for stronger athletes, maybe athletes who lift weights every day, I'd use a barbell of some sort, something like this. But for Al, we're not exactly trying to wreck any shoulders here. So we're just going to...
So I'm just going to squat now?
Yeah, but try and keep those arms straight and keep this bar just behind your ears. Yeah, the whole way, as much as you can.
Oh, wow.
Keep going. Is that really... Okay, so if you just hold that, if you can hold that position for as long as you can, basically what a squat is supposed to look like at the bottom position here is that the athlete's feet, first of all, are supposed to be straight. Secondly, you're supposed to be able to get your bum all the way down to the ground, and you'll see that Alex is rocking towards her toes for starters, and in a perfect squat, you're supposed to be on your heels the whole way. Leaning forward of her torso, you can drop the thing now. So, I mean, there are a few problems here, but then we'll address them in a couple of episodes.
I would like to point out that I'm stiff.
Okay, but it's not terrible. An overhead squat is a tough thing to do and maintain good form on. First of all, I think let's just deal with your foot position, because that's really, really important with regards to running. Now, clearly, if you're running and each stride you take is on an outside, your foot is pointed out each time, what you're doing is essentially putting your knee in an awful position just to collapse in. It's a seriously weak position. If you are running and you try and turn quickly with an open hip, that's how people hurt ACLs, and that's actually why so many runners have so many knee injuries later. Just to demonstrate what we were talking about earlier, what we're going to do is put Alex in something called the athletic position, and that's just, if I was asked to ask you to stand, how you best thought you could brace any sort of impact from someone straight ahead of you. How do you think you would stand?
Impact from someone?
Yeah.
You mean if I should be tackled?
Your strongest position.
Would probably be something like that.
Okay, well then if I just push you like that, obviously you fall over the side. Okay, so what I'm going to ask Alex to do is stand in that strongest position imaginable. This is the position that you could definitely take the most amount of force either way, back, front, side to side. And I'm going to ask Al just to open up her feet, how she was squatting. Remember, she squatted with a very open stance. And many, many people run with exactly like this. They walk, they duck-footed. So now just get in that position, balance yourself with your arms. All I'm going to do is, like very, very lightly, is just pull Alex, and she's seriously unstuck to get in that exact same position with your feet dead on straight. Drop down, get strong. And I'm putting a lot of force on her thing, and she's not going anywhere. It's seriously good indicator of stability in joints, and what will help a tremendous amount keeping your feet straight.
Thank you so much, James.
Pleasure.